All right, so let's talk about some graphs that we probably haven't seen since like sixth grade. Maybe some of you saw them in seventh grade, if you took regular seventh grade math. So this first thing is a box and whisker plot. Um, the minimum value is going to be this last dot here. The first quartile, we would write that as Q1. That is this part of the box. So that's going to be called Q1. The median, which is the middle, that can also be called Q2. So this is the median or Q2. And then the upper quartile is called Q3. Okay, so it's the upper half of the data. And then this last one is the maximum. That's the biggest number there is. Okay. Now, some other things that I want to talk about with this is that these parts are representative of the data, right? So this amount, oh boy, between the minimum and Q1 is a percentage of data. Well, there's 4 sections, so each part is worth 25%. So from the minimum to Q1 is 25. From Q1 to the middle is 25. From the middle to Q3 is 25. And from Q3 to the maximum is 25% of the data. So keep that in mind. There's another thing called interquartile range, which hopefully you know inter means inside. So we're talking about here. So interquartile range, we're going to write that down. Interquartile range is Q3 minus Q1, because remember, range is subtraction. So this inside box is IQR, is the interquartile range. And there's 2 sections, so that represents 50% of the data. Okay, so there's some basic things about box and whisker plots that hopefully you remember. Stem and leaf plots, this is the stem. You have to look at the key. Normally there's like a key that says like 3, 4, like this first one is actually written as 34 if it's in the tens place. Sometimes it might be like 3,400 or something. So you know what how much it's actually worth. This one doesn't have the key though, so we're just gonna assume it's the tens place. The leaf is the right side, and that is going to only be the ones place. Okay. Oh my God, I keep on writing the wrong word. Okay, so that's stem and leaf plot. Those aren't very exciting. So let's look at the first question. We just want to look at it, and here's your key. So the key says 1-3 means 13 points. So, in how many games did they score more than 21? So, 21 is going to be right here. So, because it's represented by a 2 and a 1. So, how many are more than 21? We don't really need that 3. So, you'll just count them up. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, 6 games are more than 21. Okay. Mean number of points. So, remember, mean, we talked about that in an earlier unit, just means you have to take it and add them all up and divide by the number of numbers. So what I want you to do is take a second and add them all up. So right now you're adding up all the numbers. Add all numbers first. Let's do that. So you'll add up a 0, a 1, a 5, 13, 14, 15, 16. Hopefully that makes sense how you're going to add them up. So work on that right now. Pause the video if you need to. So when you added them all up, hopefully you got 270, and you're dividing by the number of games. Well, how many games are there? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There's 15 games. So 270 divided by 15 means the mean is 18 points scored by the team. Remember, median means middle. So we're going to go through and find the middle number. So we always start with the biggest and smallest and work our way into the middle. Wait. Yep, so do that right now. I think I did it wrong. This one, this one, this one, this one, this one. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom. I missed one. Is the 1 and the 7, so it should be 17 points is my median, right? Because it was the middle number. Okay. So now let's go to the back. The back is the box and whisker plot. So range, that means our max minus our min. So our maximum number is going to be this one. This is our max. This is our min because it's the lowest number. So we're going to do 100 minus 60. So the range of the scores is 40 points. Okay. So next one says, what is the best estimate for the percent? So we're talking about percents. Remember, every quarter is where 25% score greater than a 92. So here's a 92. The 92 is right here, right? And what percent of the data is above that? So there's one section. Remember, each section is worth 25%. So that's going to be our answer because only one section's above that 92. If we asked instead of a 92 and we said 68, that would have been this section, which is 25%, and that one, which is also 25%. So that answer would have been 50. But it was just this one, so it's 25%. Okay. The teacher wanted more than half of the students to score 75. So we wanted more than half to score 75 or greater. So let's find 75. 75 is like here, right? Somewhere right there. We wanted more than half. Well, where is half on the graph? Well, that's the median, and that's right here. So that would mean all of this has to be half. But there's a group of students that didn't score 75 and weren't in there. So, did this happen? Answer's going to be no, because the median of the data is at, what is it, at 68. Okay, and median is the middle, so that's how we know it didn't happen, because more than half is above the median. Okay. Let's look at example 3. So we have violin students practicing for the number of days. We have stem and leaf plots. We want to know when the mode is equal to the median. Remember, the mode is the one that occurs the most. So what you should do is go through and find the mode and the median for each. So let's do the first one together. We're going to do the mode. The mode is the one that occurs the most. So there's 5 of these. So my mode is 31. And then we're going to find the median. The median's the middle, right? So let's go through and find the median. And the median is 21. We want to figure it out when they're equal. So we know it's not A. I want you to pause the video and figure out, is it B, C, or D? So take a moment and find B, C, or D. So you're pausing and doing that now. Well, looking at B, hopefully you figured out which answer it is. Looking at B, nothing repeats. There is no mode. But I know there has to be a median, so it can't be that one. For C, the mode is 13. And for D, the mode is 10. So now let's find the median of both. The median for this one is between 8 and 13, which is not 13, so it's not C. The middle number for this one is between 10 and 10. So my median is 10, which means my answer is going to be D. Okay, so hopefully that explains a little bit about box and whisker and stem and leaf plots.